Hey, what's up, people? Welcome back. Yes, me and Obi are going to decide to show our faces this time around, but it's going to be cool. We're keeping it classy with the other things. Anyway, on topic. How
Got a
y'all
party
doing?
light in his room.
Yes, I got party light in my room now. I went digital. But
It's a
as
club.
always, welcome to Mixcast. We're here with Obi and we're here with Mochiardi. Sadly, our goldfish friend will not be joining us tonight, but it's okay. She has other things to be working on. And we will miss her, but she will be back next time.
He'll be back.
Mochiardi, what are our topic for tonight?
Uh, we have we have discussions about the recent attacks on Asian people,
Yes, that's
Mhm.
the one
and
discussion.
that's a hot button topic I think across the board that should
Oh
be
yeah.
addressed.
Yeah,
Oh
that's a hot button topic because honestly, it's getting ridiculous, and there's a lot to touch base on this because I'm pissed.
If you're a human, you should be pissed.
Yes, that's
exactly.
that's the main thing we need to address. That if you're a human, you should be pissed. Because, all right, you know what? I'm not gonna go first for this one. Who wants to go first?
You should go first because
Okay.
you were about to start. So don't start.
Fine. Okay, the discussions I've had with certain people, especially people of my same race, is that hey, black people still going through stuff, and let them go through their own. And I'm like, that's not how this should work, ever. That should never work that way. Because even in history, people looked out for one another. I mean, yeah, look out for your own, but as a whole, we should be looking out for humanity. It should be a humanity thing, not this whole petty gripe problem where we having where it's like, nah, we're suffering, you deal with your suffering, and we'll see what happens. I'm like, it doesn't work that way, honestly, because it's just like, and I'm gonna get corny right now. When Spider-Man let that robber get away, what happened? It wasn't his problem, as he said, and his Uncle Ben got killed because Uncle Ben made it his problem to stop him. Now, if he stopped that guy in the first place, Uncle Ben would still be alive. And that's how I take that whole situation to light with everything. If you let that one guy go away because he was, and then he goes and you find out he murdered somebody else in an apartment and robbed them or something like that, that's on us as people, as our community. Just like how they say, love your neighbor and stuff like that. I don't care what race you are. I'm going to look out for whoever I feel deemed for. Because in my history, I wasn't looked out for by my own people. They hated on me because I wasn't black enough. Some even made jokes of taking my black card because I did a little square dancing at a party.
How dare you?
I know, right? So shameful of me in the black culture. But yes, that's why I got that mindset that I'm actually here for humanity, not just a skin color thing. If somebody's in trouble, I'm going to try to help them out. So it doesn't matter what you are. Or
But do you
Human.
feel like that situation is based on human nature and the laissez-faire kind of reactions to everything? Like you said, it's not my business, it's not my problem. It's their race's problem. I have my own problem.
it's
Fuck them.
honestly, it's like some people. I get it. Some people get burnt by other races or whatever. But like I said, I'm more of a history buff in certain cases where I did learn a lot in history and how certain people helped out others no matter what skin tone they were. So I can't have that mentality, especially since my upbringing, I was belittled and berated by people of my own skin tone.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm more about humanity. I'm not going to say that I don't see color or race because I still technically do. But if a person is in trouble, yeah, I'm going to help them no matter what skin color they are. And this is why I also don't like when somebody finds out something happened, like either somebody got robbed or attacked on the news. The first thing people ask is me, "What? Are they black? Are they white?" I'm like, "Why do you care? It was a person, okay? A person got hurt. All right? It shouldn't matter what skin tone they are. Person got hurt. Get off that." And it's like once you tell somebody a certain race, they want to either say, "Oh," or "See, that's just white people for you," or "That's just that person for you," or whatever. And I'm just like, I'm just moving away from that stuff because it's not like when I hear somebody say that, it's like our race hasn't done stupid shit. I mean, have you seen World Star Hip Hop?
Yeah.
I mean, come on now, don't get me
Thinking
started.
about if you're thinking about that kind of stuff when it comes to like you said, not seeing color, not seeing race. I find that to be one of the most ridiculous things
It is.
anybody says, because I feel like personally that kind of situation, you're looking at it as trying to be inclusive and trying not to be racist, but you're approaching it the wrong way. Why not just see the differences and respect the differences and appreciate the differences and be like,
Exactly.
I'm not like you and you're not like me, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Not saying I don't see race and I don't see color. You are not blind.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not
So
gonna dismiss somebody else's culture just because I don't understand it.
exactly. And also you're not gonna just lump everybody in one thing and be like, I don't see
Exactly.
culture or race. Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. Yeah, you
Because
fucking
then I'll sound like an incel that gets mad at a woman that says all men are garbage, and he'd be like, "Not all men. What are you talking about?" Like, dude, why are you putting yourself in that category? If you know you're not in that category, don't say it. Don't say it. I mean,
Incels.
that's a whole different category.
Oh boy, that's a whole different category.
And
What's the
then
other-
I feel like when it comes to also appreciating and understanding differences in race,
Mhm.
it's like we try so hard to be inclusive and to do that, we put ourselves at like a detriment to
Oh.
understanding cultures.
Or pedestal. You put yourself on a weird pedestal that you're better.
Or
than
maybe you put yourself under. You undervalue your
Yeah,
culture.
that's true. Yeah, that's also another.
Because
thing.
I've seen that multiple times, especially in the Asian community. It's very difficult to get people to understand that people will not look at you as if you're American. When they think American, they think a white person. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Yeah, that
They're not gonna think an Asian person.
Yeah.
And I hate my biggest gripe when it comes to how law enforcement handles hate crimes or potential
Handles.
crimes
handles. Yeah.
is what they say is there were no words exchanged, therefore it was not a hate crime. So you're telling me if I'm wearing a fucking mask, you can't see my eyes. You can't tell what the fuck I am by looking at my eyes.
Or the big thing saying that he had a
I'm
bad
just like,
day.
Hey,
or that shit.
motherfucker had a bad day.
I'm just like,
Fuck him.
motherfucker, I have a lot of bad days. You don't see me killing anybody. But
Yeah, I want to
it's just
share
like
something.
you're like, are you joking me? I feel like that's such a slap in the face.
It is.
Like if I put
Let's slap
a
the face.
poster of 25 people wearing their face mask coverings, and you are gonna have the audacity to tell me you cannot identify the race of that person because they wear a mask?
This guy.
Oh
made-
my god.
This guy made the funniest TikTok about that whole situation with the cop saying the guy had a bad day. I'm going to share it on webcam for y'all to check out.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Like I said, if I had a bad goddamn day, you don't see me
Like,
going
what the
around
fuck?
attacking people.
Yo, facts. I'm like, oh, so you telling me there's nobody that you can talk to professionally? Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Therapy? Counsel? But no, going to a spa and shooting up people, yeah, I guess you're justified.
No, the funny shit is about that whole situation was that they first said it was something about his sex addiction. That's why
Yeah,
he
yes,
went
he
in
said-
there to
He said
end
his
it, and then he was having a
sex
bad
was
day.
triggered, therefore he did it.
And somebody literally was saying, and I got mad when they said this too. Like, well, yeah, because those spas have those happy endings. I was like,
Does it goddamn matter?
it doesn't matter. What the? You really trying to make it sound like it's just like you saying shit like that makes it sound like you're trying to justify the situation. You're giving
That's
them
exactly
ammo.
what they're trying to do. Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. I feel like the people who are trying to justify that kind of stuff they don't even realize how ingrained they are in
I don't know when I
being
get a
racist
happy.
towards Asian people. That they don't even realize it. That's the funny part. They don't even realize it, that they're part of the problem because it's so ingrained in our culture.
I don't know about him, but if I get a happy ending, the last thing I want to do is violently kill people.
Well, basically the guy blamed these places as a place that triggered his sex addiction.
Yeah,
Yep.
just like the idiot that tried to sue Twitch for his sex addiction.
It's like you said, the whole incel thing. It's like
Mhm.
blaming attacking women for not wanting to date him.
And then we're talking about that dumbass cop that also was racist with his COVID t-shirts.
Oh yeah, his corona.
And he was the one that said the guy was just having a bad day. And,
I know that. We're not even gonna address him as a fucking human being. We're just gonna address him as trash.
Yeah, he's a piece.
So we're gonna
pig
say,
vomit. He's pig vomit.
We're gonna say, what is his name?
Pig vomit.
Georgia Trash. Anyway,
Georgia Trash.
He's not even worth fucking mentioning.
And yeah, it was like, what else is there? The other fact of the matter is they finally released the names of the victims today.
Yeah, how did it take that long for people to?
But they made the other guy so famous.
As always.
I don't care about what his name is. I don't care what he looks like.
Because this world doesn't care about Asian people, and this world doesn't care about sex workers. It doesn't matter if they're a sex worker or not, to be honest.
It really doesn't. That's not an action that you should take.
If people have the preconceived notion that these Asian women have quote-unquote happy ending services, then they're no better than prostitutes, no better than trash, and shouldn't be acknowledged as real people. And they don't understand that. That's the misconception about like the porn industry, the sex industry.
Yeah,
these are real people doing real jobs, and they're not getting that.
And it sounds like they're doing like a modern day witch hunt for these people. Like,
and they don't care. They don't they don't see them as humans.
They don't, and that sucks. And I'm like, I have a few friends that are sex workers, and I'm just like, they're doing a justice, okay? You gotta understand this. And I'm taking a quote from Lucifer the show when somebody made a comment talking about, yeah, you know, like, I bet you see a lot of prostitutes in hell. He's like, oh no, they're going to heaven. Because the things they do to other dudes that can't get any, I mean, come on, think about it. They're fucking saints for what they have to deal with and who they got to deal with that can't get any, quote unquote.
I think it's just ridiculous, to be honest. The whole thing of saying, like, this isn't a hate crime. It's just a guy having a bad day doing bad things. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that crap.
If I had to list the entire ways this is a hate crime, we would be here for fucking 7 hours at least. Still, America has a long history of that, and people need to understand that.
And this is why I'm liking when some people point out certain history of folks that helped out other races. Like, there was this Japanese gentleman back in World War II who helped out a whole bunch of Jews escape the tyranny of Germany and stuff like that. So, or like, you know, there's history of all that stuff of other people helping out others. So it's like, how can you have this mentality like, nah, it's a dick measuring contest of who has it worse than others. I'm like,
most suffered more than you, therefore
you need to go through your
story.
Exactly. You need to go through your shit because we're still going through ours. I'm like, that doesn't help anybody. We really gotta stop it as a whole. How about that? Because it's the same cops or the same whoever doing something bad to whoever else. Just stop it.
But
you know what does help? It helps the people that keep doing the stupid shit.
Exactly.
Keep doing the violent shit. That keep this bullshit up.
Exactly. You tip that balance.
But that's also the thing, though. Can they address the fact that they're closeted racists?
No, they can't. They can't. They really, really can't.
But this is why we have all this weird movements. They really can't.
Right, but it's become so common. Like, you know how Asian people are always picked on for being like the geek, the nerd. It's so common that I've seen it for my entire life. Hearing it from every single person from every corner of this goddamn world, that it's so normal.
See,
and it's like, is that okay though?
This is what I mean, because there's a stereotype for everybody. You see a Mexican person like, oh, I bet you make some good tacos. You see a black person, how good are you at basketball rapping? See an Asian person, I need some help with this math problem.
And it's like, you won't get an F if you ask me about math problems.
Yo, and I'm just like, we need to find that common ground, because if I see one of my Asian friends getting berated in that stereotype or whatever, I'm gonna step in like, yo, back the fuck up. Oh, you being an aggressive black man. I was like, you know what? I will chime into that stereotype just for this special occasion. I will be that aggressive black man that you're scared of. Yes, I will be. So,
but what
you should just say like, oh, I'm not being that one yet.
Yet. I don't know if I can get away with yet because I just look like walking violence.
No, I feel like as long these are the type of people that only pick on people that they know won't say anything to them, and
That's
Asian
another
people just
thing.
typically don't.
That's exactly what they target.
I wanted to bring that
Every
up,
time.
and I don't want to paint a target on my back, but I'm sorry, but pick on somebody that can
Your own
actually
goddamn
fight back.
size.
Not even your own damn size, because we can't even say that. Pick on somebody that actually can fight back, you know? Like, I'm so happy that grandma beat the shit out of that
Like
dude
she did,
with
yeah.
the 2x4. That was awesome. That
She
dude
broke his
didn't-
legs.
that guy had a bad day.
Mhm.
He messed with the wrong
Definitely.
granny.
You messed with the
Definitely
wrong
had
granny.
that
She was from the
after
hood. So, nah. See, that's what I'm saying. This is what the backlash that I was hoping for. Just like when the whole slap game happened. And those dudes tried to slap that one guy, but he pulled out a Glock.
Yep. I knew it was
I
gonna
didn't feel bad for those kids. No.
Not at all.
Called street justice.
Exactly. Street justice. And everybody's trying to be like, he shouldn't. I was like, should not what?
They shouldn't,
American with a gun defending himself. That's the only time I'm like, yep.
It's all good to me.
All good to me,
Absolutely.
Grandma. I'm just still upset that she still got hurt either way, but whoo, that boy can't even pull up a middle finger when he tries.
My biggest issue is that they attack the elderly.
Yeah.
It's one thing when you're attacking a particular race without, discrimination of age, but they're particularly attacking the elderly who don't speak any English, who cannot defend themselves. And what bothers me the most is that knowing Asian people and knowing how the elders are, they like to keep themselves away from being noticed as much as
Yeah.
possible. They literally don't make themselves a footprint
No, they
just
don't.
to avoid problems. And when I see these people get attacked, I'm just like, bitch, if I was there, I would set you fucking so straight you wouldn't even know what happened in your life.
Set straight nothing. I'll set his ass on fire.
But that's just me. But I can't be there for those people, and that's what frustrates me so much is that I have to worry about my own mom, I have to worry about my friends, I have to worry about their parents, knowing that these people,
Yeah.
these cowards are attacking the elderly because they know they can't defend themselves.
Yep, that's exactly what they do.
It's just too damn annoying at this point because too many attacks are happening. It feels like, and I'm sorry to call it this, but it feels like a weird theme. For the past 4 years, there's been a lot of situations with ICE and Mexican immigrants. And then during that time, we also had the black people, Black Lives Matter doing shit, and black people getting hurt. And now we're in 2021, we're back to Asians getting attacked again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what's going on with this weird pattern that's happening?
Well, if you ask QAnon,
Let's not
They
address
will-
them.
Please
they
don't.
will legit tell you that that's
not-
all part of the plan.
Yes, this is all
that-
part of
that-
their grand
that-
scheme.
That now that everything is getting better, oh, let's bring back racism. Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, that does sound more feasible than anything because look what happened at the Capitol. Because simple that fact that their Lord and Master there, and I'm gonna say this, their Grand Dragon got kicked out of office. They're trying to keep things as the way it was for 4 years because people can't handle it now. You feel like you lost some power, and that's why they fought so hard to say that nah, they cheated. He won and all this other stuff. I'm like, dude, just let it go. It's not gonna hurt anybody. Like real
They've
talk.
started because they have to go back in the fucking closet and hide again.
Exactly. You gotta hide
Can't
your
express
racist
their true
side.
nation.
And then some
I mean,
people,
It's so sad though.
it
like-
is.
You're looking at it and you're like, you want these these communities, like the Mexicans, like you said, the blacks, the Asians, even the Muslims were targeted.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean,
And then
there's a lot of
it's like-
people that was targeted.
It's like you want everyone to kind of help each other out, because if you're part of one of those groups,
hmm
or if you're part of a group that gets ostracized, no matter what it is, whether you're LGBTQ, whether you're black, white, whatever it is, as long as you're part of a group that gets marginalized, you need to be out there fighting for the other groups, even if you're not part of that group.
Exactly. That's how I'm kind of feeling right now. So that's why I was just like,
But like you mentioned before, like when they said, my suffering is greater than yours, therefore
that's
you deal with your own goddamn shit kind of mentality. And unfortunately, I mean, Obi, you've definitely heard that. I know that. Like
Oh yeah.
hearing
I
from
hear it too many
people
times.
that
I
are,
hear it.
that are talking behind the scenes, just to you personally, but with no earshot of everyone else, because they're going to be ousted.
Exactly.
And you with you
Immediately.
in full confidence say they got, we dealt with our own fucking problems. We have a lot more problems. They can deal with their own shit.
I'm like, that's counterproductive though.
It is, but
It's very counterproductive, but
'Cause your
people
shit
do
is
people
my
shit
shit.
all the time.
You know, we need to start making that a brand. Like,
It will
people
be.
doing people shit is going to be the new brand. I'm telling you, don't
Yep.
have that happen because it's just getting. I don't know. I guess this is the hill I'm going to die on because, like I said, I look at people as a whole. I'm a humanitarian, I would say, and I just look out for people, not just my people, a lot of people. Because when you're in this day and age, you got a mixture of friends. So I just can't decide who should get more help than the other. I guess I don't know.
I am what they call an equal opportunity hater. I hate everyone equally.
I mean,
Me
yeah.
too.
Well, I'm the type of person that
So-
has these hands are rated E for everyone.
So yeah, I mean, I try to have hope that people will be better,
Oh, I ain't say nothing about hope. Nah, don't get it twisted.
but at the same time, I know that people are just
People are
a
pieces
good
of
chunk of
shit.
them are just pieces of shits, as you said.
Yeah, people are pieces of shit, but
So it's
not everybody is trumped up in that category.
it's like I'm glad that people are recognizing that there is a problem and that should
Mhm.
be addressed, and I'm glad that there's enough media coverage. But I don't think media coverage is necessarily going to be the thing that fixes it. To
Because
be
they're
honest,
doing the wrong
No,
kind of
no.
coverage.
I mean,
You're
you have Sergeant Asshole saying the
Mhm.
guy had a bad fucking day and he decided to do that, not to address that he was a misogynistic asswipe and
they,
needed to be deleted off the full face of the planet.
they
But I
put his
digress.
picture and his name out there before the victims.
Exactly.
Oh,
And
and don't forget that he bought the gun that same day.
yes,
Yo,
He knew
Leisurely.
exactly what he was
Wow.
going to do.
leisurely, he
Wow.
went in there, thought about it,
He
got
got
the
the gun on the same
Sat-
day. I thought there
sat
was a
in the
weight
car for an
limit.
hour to hype himself up, and then do it.
No, of course he got it on the same day. He
America.
definitely got it the same day.
America.
But of course,
Anybody else were like, oh no, you got to wait like 24, 48 hours or a week
and of course,
before
the
we give
gun
it to you. But you
what
know,
is it? The
he
Gun
got it the
Society.
same day.
The NRA.
Yeah, the NRA is probably like, it's not our problem. Well,
Yes, it is.
I don't know what to tell you.
Because I can go into
the
a
dude had no
whole-
waiting period, literally
Yeah.
had no waiting period.
I can
No.
go into a whole other topic about these people that want to have guns to defend whatever, but yet I saw nobody defending anything that whole time. He went to 3 different shops.
Exactly. Me, I'm all for it. If you are responsible enough, go ahead. Buy a firearm. If you're responsible
If you're
enough.
responsible and you ready to take up arms and doing something about something,
Yeah.
I'm
But if
all
you're just
for it.
gonna buy it just to collect and like,
Be like,
oh, I'm gonna
look
go
what I
into a
got.
massage parlor and shoot
I'm
up
cool.
Asian people.
We live in a
I'm
culture
Rambo.
we live in a culture where if you are told to put on a fucking mask or wear a seatbelt, it impedes on our rights.
Yeah,
So,
that means
and that's the unfortunate part.
that means
Like
furries are stronger than people that wear masks.
yes, they don't understand that, nobody is trying to take their guns away. They're just making sure that you're mentally stable enough to have said gun.
And yet they
Exactly.
still fail at doing that.
No, but
Of
that's the
course.
thing though. When you try to tell them like, no, we're just trying to figure out if you're really sane.
Yeah.
No, because that's gonna impede my freedom. How is that impeding your freedom?
It's just like the seatbelt law.
For us
People
for them to figure out that you are a
sane enough.
mentally capable person to hold a gun and not aim it at someone for funsies.
Exactly. We're
How
separating.
is that?
But maybe that's
like,
the catch, though. They
Yeah.
know that they're not mentally stable.
Exactly. That's what it is. Because we're separating the fools that will go out in their backyard shooting up the air versus somebody that actually knows what they're doing and wants to defend people properly or defend their home properly. Not always at the ready to just be like, hey, look at this 45 I got.
Yeah.
Nice,
Because
right?
I know a few responsible gun owners that believe that they should have stricter gun rules
Yes.
because they don't mind following the procedures to acquire said gun and
Exactly.
going through whatever motions to get it and hold it responsibly. But the people who are fussing about it, saying you're impeding on my Second Amendment rights, yeah, if you crazy.
Yeah, this is why I trust a gun owner
So
when I go into the house and I don't see a wall full of guns versus somebody that I see them displaying their firearms like crazy. Like, why do you need that to be displayed?
because they have a PP shortage problem. And they need to assert said PP in your face and be
It's
like,
so
"Look,
dumb.
I have a ding dong."
Like, I like those type of people. Like, yeah, I got a firearm. You don't need to know where.
Yeah, I have one.
No, the thing is, like, why even bother telling people? I mean,
know, some
No,
people
it's
are
like there was. Let me
outside of,
explain.
like-
I'm gonna explain. It's like when they had an interview. Like, yeah, I have a firearm. It just
Right.
don't need nowhere.
that's fine.
But that's only
Or
what
like-
someone asked about.
Or like,
Exactly,
if
that's what I mean.
If it's in a car and I'm having someone get into my car and there's one, I'd be like, just letting you know, there's one in here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna tell you where though.
Just it's
So I don't
here.
want you looking for it.
It's here.
It's just there. You're a dumbass.
I don't know. It feels like in terms of how, considering how advanced our country should be,
Mhm.
we're full of dumb fucking people with ass backwards policies.
Because they go by anime and movies and stuff like that. They want to be that badass, gun-toting fool.
Anime and movies, now that shit has existed before that shit.
I know I'm just talking about in American culture because other countries that have, students and kids going to the military right afterwards, they get to learn about gun control right away and stuff like that. We should have that here, to be honest. And then you just be like, okay, now I know how to use it. That's it. I'm done. I'm good. You get
Is it
that?
Denmark that has the most gun per capita, but they have the least amount of shootings ever?
Exactly, because they on that whole situation that you don't know who packing. I'm not gonna start shit. I'm good.
But also in Denmark, not only because of that, that's the American mentality that you're
No.
thinking about.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true. That's
talking
my
about it-
mentality.
In Denmark, they have rules and regulations on where you can
Oh,
shoot
yeah.
it. They make it stricter to get the guns, but you can still get them.
Yeah,
but
you
people
get 'em.
respect it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not a toy that people keep on need to understand in America. It's not a toy. It's not something. You got an asshole that goes to a gun show that wants a fully gold plated jump off with a snake tattoo on the side of it, and I'm just like, what are you, a drug cartel? What's happening here? Or they want that whole gold
They
plated.
want to be.
Yeah, they want that
They
whole
wanna be.
gold plated AK-47 so they can flaunt. I'm like,
And then they want to hold it one handed, tilt it to the side.
exactly, like, or they have it on their back
They
strap.
get hit in the face with the clip and it bounces out.
Or they
And
get
the bullet
a
goes
gun
this
bite.
way
Or they
instead
get
of
a gun
straight.
bite. They get that nice gun bite. I seen a lot of dudes with the gun bites on their hand. I was like, you don't know how to shoot a gun, do you?
I can't understand.
Because they're like, how do
The
you
whole-
know? Like, what do you make you say that? I was like, you see that little scratch you got here?
But gun control is like a whole different topic on its own. We could go on about this for hours and hours.
This is true.
Yeah.
We're
And at
coming
the end of the
closing.
day, we won't resolve anything because people don't like having
It's the
their
egos.
quote unquote
Not in our
candy
lifetime.
taken away.
Yeah, not
They
in
don't
our
like having
lifetime.
their
Not in our
candy
lifetime.
taken away.
Yeah, it's
So-
my candy.
Even though you don't deserve the candy, but they don't like getting their Halloween candy taken away.
So,
So-
back on topic to that asshole. Because we're coming
Back
close
on
into the,
pocket.
we're going to close in on this 30 minutes, but yeah.
Fuck that
screw
cop.
you.
I love how he was being taken out on the stretcher and he's trying to flip her off, but with a broken finger.
Oh yeah,
bitch.
that dumbass. Yeah, screw you too,
Oh,
Mister.
God.
I felt
oh
like
my
they
God.
should have treated the woman first before that dumbasses because
Absolutely.
I would have actually let her go after him again for a few more shots.
like yeah, I would have been that cop. Like, lady, you wanna?
You want to get in on this real quick?
We can
I'll
look away.
turn the
We can
camera off.
Look away. We could put him in the alley and
I'll
have him
turn the
handcuffed.
camera off. We're gonna put you in a room with him and let you handle
But I
your
could
business.
also hear people saying, "Oh, that's not right. That's
Yeah,
wrong." Like, well, guess what?
Well, let that person do that same thing to your fucking grandma. Let me see how right that feels like to you.
Let me tell you something.
Well,
Somebody ever,
my grandma, I'd fuck him up.
if somebody
Yeah.
did that to my aunt or my grandma or even one of y'all, I'm going full Venom. And
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, so you ain't going to have a liver right now. And that is our time.
Yeah.
I was about to get super violent. Like, you ain't
That's
going to...
a warning.
My phone was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Phone's
whoa.
like, wait, censor,
Censor that.
alert.
Be like that clip in that video that I saw. He was like, "Yo, wait outside, Johnny." He was like, "But wait outside."
But either or, before you make judgments on anything, put yourself in their situation because we're
Mhm.
humans and we're capable of doing that unless you're a sociopath or a psychopath.
Oh, I know I'm capable of
So
doing a lot of things. Thanks, y'all. I'm
basically,
glad I
if
have y'all.
if you're able to put yourself in that situation and imagine that was a loved one of yours, imagine how you would feel and imagine how hopeless your
Hmm.
significant other would feel or that person you care about would feel being attacked for no other reason than existing.
Exactly.
Because if that was my grandma,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
stop it.
Well, then
It's like
act like it. Act like it.
act like it is your grandma.
Yeah, act like it is your grandma. And on that note, thank you all for checking out this episode of Mixcast. Please hit that like, follow, notification bell, subscribe, and all that jazz. Comment below your thoughts on this whole topic. And other than that, as everybody, say bye.
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 Did you burp?
Yes.